You're the next one? Okay. All right. Thank you very much. And I thank all the speakers. All right. Please go ahead. Use the mic, please.
Bit of an out question. It's really for Tom. I very much enjoyed your talk, and I think what you're doing is very exciting. One of the stains that we often do to recognise a neuroendocrine tumour pathologically is to stain for PGP, which is often highly positive. Years ago, when we did work with breast cancer, we looked at chemoresistance, and PGP, as you know, is an efflux protein that actually throws out toxins from the cell. It's very common in liver, that's obviously one of its roles. And we, with groups from Bacona worms in Boston and Dave Bankoff in Seattle, showed that we could use tracers that actually is a substrate for PGP, and where we had the fastest washout, we had the most chemoresistance. So I just wonder whether or not you think an additional cause of chemotherapy resistance may be this overexpression of PGP.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Hadn't thought of that. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to have the response to that.
What am I going to say?
Tom, while you're responding to that question, or even if you're not, I have a question for you. That what you said was ERCC1 and some of the DNA repair enzymes that you talked about. The thing is, they would target a specific repair system. You said PCNA, so that would be too general. And
Yes,
what I'm trying to
right.
understand is that would it explain resistance to a variety of drugs that we use, whose DNA damages are repaired by a different mechanism? So how would you explain that?
Well, I think it's not a matter of it's what's being talked about now, and that is and Gene alluded to it too. It's the percent that's going that'll herald mechanism the sensitivity. It's not just it's not there 100%. In two of them it was 70%. And in one it was only 40%, and in the one that we're trying to define that percent number, because the Ki-67 may well start to reflect more aggressive, and that's what we haven't correlated. We're looking right now at that. But and in terms of which drugs they're going to be, I think is very, very important, and maybe I mean, the sunitinib and the Afinitor, the everolimus, they've all been used with grade 1 and grade 2. They haven't gone that extra mile on the small cell, and I think people are resistant, rightly so. I mean, I think if it looks like a small cell or a large cell neuroendocrine tumor, you know, I think I'd be reluctant to recommend. I don't treat, but I would be reluctant to recommend one of the mTORs or the VEGF receptor blockers, but perhaps with a more active chemotherapy, it might be worthwhile. And we haven't defined the pattern, but I think that's the way it's going to go. It's not going to be just positive or negative. It's going to be the percent. Careful review of the percent. You can count those things. You got to sit down and do it, though. I mean, that's how it's done. And it's a great question. I can't go beyond that.
All right, but it's good. So the take-home message of the research session, if at all you were a researcher, I would take home the message that maybe DNA repair enzymes are important, signaling pathways which have been targeted in other tumors, also in neuroendocrine tumor. They seem to be a good target. That could be the future that we are looking at. But what is most interesting is what the last speaker told us is that these tumors, the primary is different, so also the metastasis, and therefore if you're targeting one or the other, how would you be able to target them all together? But this is the challenge that we live and see another day. Thank you very much, all of you.